Hello, and welcome to Songwriters Spotlight, the Western Mass Songwriters Collaborative Series. I'm Dr. Dan, your host of the show, where we feature Western Mass songwriters who perform their original songs and talk about the art of songwriting. Stay tuned to explore more about music and the tunesmithing that creates it. This episode features Lou Lamothe, a prolific songwriter and poet. He'll perform some of his original music plus a poem, and as part of a triple feature bonus, he'll talk about how you can produce excellent music videos. So stay tuned and listen to Lou's music, followed by a conversation about his music and how he makes music videos.
Hello there. My name is Louis Lamothe, and I want to thank Dr. Dan Russell and the entire team at East Hampton Media for inviting me here today to share with you on Songwriter Spotlight some of the music videos I have produced since retiring from my 35-year career in public safety with the West Springfield Fire Department. During the last 6 years, I have been blessed with the opportunity to freely pursue the arts of videography, poetry, singing, and songwriting to my heart's content. Along the way, I have learned how to use a basic skill set of techniques to produce music videos on a budget. The methods and equipment I have utilized to make entertaining movies is readily available to local area artists. Digital technology has brought down the cost of experimenting with creating artistic cinematography to the point where even a retiree like me can afford it. After all, if I can do it, you can do it. With that said, the most important advice I have to offer to poets, musicians, and students of the arts contemplating on producing their own masterpieces is this. From the opening shot to the end credits scrolling down on the screen, keep your primary focus throughout on having fun. Point is, there's only one critic you have to please, and that person is you. So, why not enjoy yourself? The following music video was recorded at Luthier's Open Mic in East Hampton, Massachusetts, just prior to COVID-19, putting an end to public gatherings like these. This video illustrates how easy it is to capture family and friends enjoying a good time in the spur of a moment with only the skill of a steady hand and the ability to push the record button on the camera most of us carry around in our shirt pockets today, the ubiquitous cell phone. In this video, I am singing my song, The Way the Wind Blows, accompanied on the harmonica by my friend Scott Cadwallader. Enjoy.
I have no idea who's next, so we'll just pull somebody out of the hat. Next up will be Lou. So.
Oh, okay.
Looks like it. My C says Bob Dylan.
The Way the Wind Blows. Sad to say, my baby is prone to wandering like a bird on the wing. He'll take me everywhere, my baby up and go. Where the home again. Like a spirit on the wing. Up and down, all around, heaven only knows where the wind blows. Where she's going, I can't obey. She's a whirlwind, more rolling. No telling where my baby goes. Where the wind blows. She gets me thinking every now and then about where she's going and where she's been. I'd like to tell you, but I just don't know where the wind blows. I'd like to tell you, but I just don't know where my baby goes. When the wind blows. Thank you, folks. The Valley is blessed with a wealth of talented singers, songwriters, and area musicians. No matter where you live in the state, a performance venue like Luthier's is right around the corner, offering the best in live entertainment on a weekly basis. Check it out. You'll be glad you did. One of the best reasons to dabble in the art of making music videos of your own is the opportunity it provides to pass along to future generations special moments in your life that you would like to share with them after you are long gone. That was the inspiration for Lynn and I to collect a few pictures from our younger days and place them in the video titled After All These Years. I wrote this song to celebrate the blessing of our 50 years of marital bliss. I hope you enjoy it.
They said our love would quickly pass. They told us we were much too young to ever last. Well, all I know is we're still here, still holding on, going strong after all these years. After all these years, we're still holding hands, still taking walks, still best of friends. After all these years, our hearts beat as one. We're still making love after all these years. They said our love was bound to fail. They told us we would only last a little while. Well, all I know is what I see. After all these years, I still love you, and you still love me. After all these years, through the hands of time, I am still yours. You are still mine. After all these years, we're still going strong. We prove them after all these years. After all these years, we're still holding hands, still taking walks, still best of friends. After all these years, our hearts beat as one. We're still making love after all these years. We're still making love after all these years.
This next video was a little more complicated to produce because it involved coordinating the busy schedules of many of my friends to meet at the same time, in the same place, my backyard, in their official work attire for an evening shoot. While the logistics was a pain to manage, the pizza, beer, and fellowship after filming made for a lot of fun while sitting around the campfire once the camera stopped rolling. I hope you enjoy.
Draw near the light, you are welcome to come in. Approach the fire, there's room for you, my friend. Come warm your heart by the fireside. Draw near to the flame, near to the light. Come as you are, don't hesitate. You came this far, it's never too late. Say, friend, Jesus is calling you. Step from the darkness into the light. Come to the one who can change your life. Say, friend, Jesus is calling you. Jesus is here, calling out your name. Draw near to the light, near to the flame. Draw near the light, gather all around. Approach the fire, lay your burdens down. Come sit right here by the fireside. Draw near to the flame, near to the light. Come as you are, don't hesitate. You came this far, it's never too late. Say, friend, Jesus is calling you. Step from the darkness into the light. Come to the one who
Come
can
to me,
change your life.
all you who are weary
Say, friend,
and burdened,
Jesus is calling
and
you.
I will give you rest.
Jesus is here, calling out your name. Draw near to the light, near to the flame. Jesus is here, calling out your name. Draw near to the light, near to the flame.
We don't get through this world without suffering a few bumps and bruises along the way. And nothing is more painful than the loss of a good and faithful friend. Recently, my buddy of many years died and left me to deal with the sorrowful emotions flooding my heart with his passing. As I grieved his loss, I thought how devastated I would be if my wife, Lynn, of over 50 years, was to be called home to heaven's reward and leave me to face this world alone. And with all these emotions in flux, I wrote this song. This video was filmed in my garage studio in the very same place my car is presently parked. Easy peasy. Watch for the fireflies lighting up the night at the end of this video. Enjoy.
Firefly, I guess it's time that I say goodbye. You know, the stars above are calling you, my love, and so I'll let you go. Firefly, I think it's time I try getting by, moving on. I think I can by remembering I am not alone. I feel your tender touch on the wind, hear your gentle voice whispering before the sun goes down. I swear sometimes I can see your face aglow there in the twilight. Firefly, my heart longs to take flight, spend the night with you. On the other side, where true soulmates abide and shine like the stars in heaven do, and shine like the stars in heaven do. Good night, my love.
This last music video I have to share with you today is titled Winter Blues. The inspiration for this video came to me last August when, early in the month, the leaves began drifting on the breeze from the maple tree in our backyard. Too soon, I thought to myself, the coming of this season of jack-o'-lanterns, apple cider, and, for me at least, aching bones. The colder weather inflames my arthritis, and the shorter days and longer nights leave me feeling a little melancholy. I recorded all these scenes in this video in the fall of 2019, all except for the ending. I had to wait until January 2020 to return to the woods to capture the snow under my feet to complete this project. I can't believe how fast the hands of time spin around. My goodness, winter is almost here again. Enjoy. I sure would like to know, where does the summer go? When autumn leaves begin, ushering winter in. If it was up to me, I'd freeze the hands of time. They would only unwind in days of summertime. I know you made 4 seasons, Lord, to glorify each year, but lately these old bones of mine don't take to winter's here. Cold winds steal my breath away, and snow drifts slow me down. And while the songbirds fly away, mostly I'm homebound. Winter is closing in, making me search again for sweaters put away, for weather like today. But they cannot replace the sunshine on my face that warms this heart of mine in days of summertime. I know you made 4 seasons, Lord, but I need only one to feed upon my weathered skin. Rays of golden sun, like it shines in summertime and keeps the cold at bay. That is what I need to chase these winter blues away. The fading firelight won't keep me warm tonight. That old north wind is cold, soon it will start to snow. Tomorrow when I wake again, I'll have to face this winter blues till when summer returns again. I know you made 4 seasons, Lord, to glorify each year, but lately these old bones of mine don't take to winters here. Cold winds steal my breath away, and snow drifts slow me down. While the songbirds fly away, mostly I'm homebound. If it was up to me, I'd freeze the hands of time. They would only unwind in days of summertime. now, before Dr. Dan Russell and I sit down to discuss how easy it is to produce music videos of your own, I want to show the literary bards out there how they can use digital media to liven up the written word by showing them 4 brief compositions which frame the seasons. Enjoy.
Blueberry picking. With nets I cover in early summer, the fruit I claim as mine, and wait for robins on the fence to call for harvest time. They know when the branches bend by weight of morning dew, the day has come to summon me to pick a quart or two. I never rush this ritual, but ponder every move, tracking with a robin's eye the next bunch to remove. As I reach to dislodge the juiciest berries from the overloaded sprigs hanging in the breeze, like they are responsible for supervising me. My feathered friends, all a twitter, chat incessantly, offering their advice every now and then, hoping I will not forget to remember them. They scrutinize with watchful eyes the berries that I take, destined for Lynn's blueberry and sour cream pancakes, and that the robins may enjoy the blessings which are mine. I always leave a smorgasbord of blueberries behind. Untethered. One of the joys summer brings is watching seagulls on the wing sail like kites just out of reach of sunbathers on the beach. Autumn time. In November, when the sun is high above the trees and the sky, and summer fondly waves goodbye, I pause and spend the day listening to rustling leaves, lamenting winter's first offering of snow, as autumn time prepare to go.
Well, Lou, thank you for some great music and great videos at the same time. What a treat.
Thank you, Dr. Dan, for inviting me to be on your program. I feel privileged to share this time with you.
Well, and our viewers and listeners they're in for a treat. I know that. So they thank you as well. So let's talk about your songwriting. You know, how did you begin songwriting?
Well, 30 years ago, I picked up this guitar in our church, and I started playing on a loner, and the thing was a monster. I could hardly make the chords and bend them to the frets. So, but I kept at it, and over the years, uh, just by sticking with it, Well, here we are.
So, so you started writing at a young age, am I right?
Started writing poetry at a young age. I think I was only 19 when I began um, writing poems. I had a very difficult childhood, so um, poetry was my means of getting all the garbage out, and and it really did a lot to help me mature in my later years.
Mm-hmm. So that's some of your motivation for writing, then, is that correct?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm motivated by all kinds of things. Um, Walking down the street, I'll hear someone comment on something, and if it's interesting enough, I write it down. Although I I now use voice, so
Uh,
I hear something interesting, I'll immediately hit the record button and record it to my cell phone, and then work on it at my leisure. Yeah.
so you're so that's one of your inspirations is things that you hear, um, words. I take it as well, right?
Right. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if somebody says, yeah,
I have a full appreciation for the English language,
yeah,
nuances of words and phrases.
yeah. Huh.
I love it. I love it.
Okay. So who inspires you? Who are the artists, writers, and so on? Who are your inspirations?
Well, of course, I grew up in the age of great music and all kinds of different artists have influenced me from the ballad singers like Tony Bennett to uh, the rockers like Billy Joel, Pressure. Oh man, that song is just fantastic. Um, and my favorite uh, recordings and artists are those that perform the old time country western music. I don't
Hmm.
care too much for the new stuff, but the old stuff where you get a good story and carries you through from beginning to the middle to the end. Yeah,
Hmm.
nothing better than that, in my opinion.
Sure. Yeah. Well, that's what we're talking. We're talking about art and taste and so on. So
Yeah.
that is it. So so are there other inspirations that you have outside of recorded music?
Well, I'm going to put a plug in for the Western Mass Songwriters Collaborative, and I'll tell you, the people belonging to that association are some of the best artists as far as I'm concerned.
Hmm.
Um, we have many local venues, and phenomenal people play uh, their songs like at Luthier's. Well, we used to at Luthier's, but now we do it through open mic, which on Wednesday evenings I find most rewarding, particularly to listen to the artists that share their music on that form. I find them very inspirational. Some of the songs they sing touch my heart and keep me focused on working on my craft. I have a way to go to keep up with many of the people that share their music on open mics at the Luthier Forum.
Oh, I know how you feel about that. I feel the same way. So yeah, and one of the things that I enjoy is that you hear like five performances in a row by singer songwriters, different ones. So you just get barraged by different approaches.
Yes.
It's
Yep.
uh,
It's very rewarding and entertaining.
yeah.
It's great. Prior to joining the association, the Songwriters Association, um, I had little clue that there was so much talent in the Valley.
Mm.
I really didn't get involved until, well, maybe a couple of years ago. And the people in the association have been most welcoming and encouraging me to, work on my craft and continue, uh, you know, uh, doing what I do, writing
Hmm.
songs and sharing them with others.
You have any estimate of how many songs you've written?
Oh goodness,
Hmm.
yes, I have. Well over 400 or 500 songs,
Hmm.
and I catalog them. Used to do it uh, through paperwork, but now I do it on through programs like Access and software like that. So
Hmm.
whenever I write a new song, I save it to media wave files, and then I catalog those files, the lyrics, and all of that through Access.
Hmm.
So when I want to go back to something I may have started, I can easily just hit the keyboard and bring it up to mind. And sometimes that works out because something that I left off ends up, when I pick it up again, to turn out to something I really like.
Mm.
So
How-
don't ever throw anything away.
So, what are your favorite topics to write about?
Well, anything and everything. But my favorite topic, of course, is love, and that's uh, enjoying it, uh, finding it, losing it, uh, all those subjects like that uh, appeal to most everyone because most people have experienced the ins and outs of relationships that sometimes work out and then sometimes they don't. And the ones that don't, they hurt. So
Mhm.
uh, I think that appeals to a lot of people.
Well, your songs that you recorded for this show demonstrate that very clearly, um, including your song commemorating your 50 years of marriage. That's a beauty.
Thank you. Yes,
Yeah.
love that song. Uh, uh, when we got married, of course, we were just kids, and we had the reception at my in-laws in my in-laws' basement, small little Cape house. And my father-in-law's best friend approached us while we're celebrating and said, "Well, I don't think of this now." Said, "I don't think you guys will last 5 years." So I wrote that song about 25 years ago, around our 25th, and um, and we've lasted all these years. What a blessing she has been in my life, and I'm grateful for that.
Hmm. That's good. So, let me see. Your what is your style of songs? You talked about the things that you enjoy listening to that inspire you, but when you sit down and write a song, what kind of a song do you wind up writing?
Well, it all depends really. Sometimes I'll start out with a lyric, and then sometimes I'll start out with a chord progression, which it sounds interesting to my ear, and then I record whenever I'm writing. I have the camera on my computer, so I record all that. I save it to a file, and then I build on that over time. Um, so when I get tired of working on it, I just simply hit the pause button, and then the following day come back to it and begin recording. Now, once I get it to where I think it's good, and here's a very
important aspect of songwriting. You got to have for yourself someone who's an honest critic.
Mm.
Without an honest critic, you can fool yourself into thinking it's something special when in fact it's just ordinary or it doesn't even work. For example, um, my spouse, Lynn, when I'm writing a new song, of course, I'm playing it over and over and over again. She has to bear with it. And then oftentimes when I think I have it right, I'll call her into the room to listen to it, and she'll listen to it. I may have been working on this song for 2 weeks. She'll listen to it, and when I'm done and I'm all puffed up and I think I got it, she'll deflate my ego and say, "You know, Lou, that second stanza, you're it just doesn't work. That line you're using and that you're forcing it. Get to it. Get back to it, or put it down for a while. Let it go for a week, then get back to it." And all the time, I mean, without exception, she's right. She so critic, an honest critic, that's essential for songwriting.
They're not easy to find. That's
They're not easy to
yeah.
find. That's true, and I'm fortunate to have one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
It also takes a little bit of whatever it takes, nerve to listen to an honest critic.
Yes.
That that can be tough.
Well, there are people out there and people in the association who uh, will do that for you if they ask them, if you
Mm.
ask them. And these are people with many years of experience in the business. I mean, these are professional musicians. I mean, I can think of people like, well, Peter Nelson. He's a resource. He's available to listen to your music and give you an honest evaluation of what he thinks. And this person is again well known and an accomplished musician,
Hmm.
and people are like that, and you can find them. You just got to get out there and get involved.
Um, so, do how long does it take you to write a song? You say sometimes you put it down, come back to a week. Have you ever sat down and written a song, but and it was
Oh
there?
yeah,
Yeah.
I wrote a song which I sing in church at baptisms, and in all of 5 minutes on a Sunday morning one day. I
Is that
call it my
right?
love gift. I don't know
Ah.
where it came from. It had to be a spiritual thing, but and people love it. It's one of my most requested songs. Um, yeah. So, but usually, it's a process, and it takes a week or two. Some take much longer because, again, for whatever reason, I get to a point where I tire of it, and
Mhm.
so I just put it down, let it go, rather than get frustrated with the process. I
Mhm.
much rather enjoy working on something that seems to be working than something that's leading me into a cement wall.
Yeah, no, no fun in a cement wall. So,
No, that
no,
hurts.
yeah. So I'm thinking about your message to other songwriters. You've already mentioned a few things. You find a critic, um, take your time, record things. What other thoughts do you have to aspiring songwriters or experienced songwriters, for that matter?
Just keep, uh, you know, developing your craft. Um, yes, you just got to keep at it. I don't know how many times I've heard people say, "What are you wasting your time for, Lou?" Uh, Geez, I can't believe that you're still doing that, strumming around, playing that guitar. Man, you sound awful. Yeah, well, that's their opinion. And you can't always let other people's opinions of
Mm.
what you seek to do influence what you want to do. You know, you only have one person to please, and that is yourself. So why not enjoy the experience, the process of it all? Just keep
Mhm.
at it, and you'll find it in the end rewarding in and of itself. If it
Mm.
gives you pleasure, what better than that?
Sure. Now you write songs. You also write a fair amount of poetry. You read a few poems for us for the show. It was very interesting. Um, is that something else you do? You just sit down and write poetry?
Yes, in fact, uh, within the last week, I wrote four, two today.
Hmm.
Um, so uh, I don't, again, know where it comes from, but if I see something that sparks my fancy or interests me or makes me pause to reflect on what I just saw or heard, well, then I get the pen out and I just start scribbling. Um,
Hmm.
yes. Oh, by the way, uh, after all these years of writing poems, thanks to Tommy Twilight, who inspired me to submit to the Florence Poet Society some of my compositions. I can now claim to be a published poet.
Yeah.
Or with Silkworm 13, one of my poems is in there. And
Hmm.
I'm very excited about that. About five copies. Signed them all for my grandkids.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
So, so how do you come by your word skills, your writing skills?
Well, I keep a concordance handy,
Hmm.
thesaurus handy, and again, I just love uh, um, working that craft,
Hmm.
um, getting it right, um, conveying something seen but not understood, mostly, and then finding a way to make it relevant, to bring it to light. Um, I don't like poetry that makes me think too much,
Mm.
that is too esoteric, that I have to read and reread and reread to try to get something out of it. And,
Hmm.
and, and in the end, I'm confused. So most of the poems I write are outright observations, at least I think they are, outright observations put in simple ways that express unique ideas. And and yeah, that's what I like about poetry.
Yeah. So accessibility, I guess, is a word that might apply. The meaning is accessible to most
Yes,
readers anyway. Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Uh,
I don't like being confused uh, at the end of reading a poem. I like to know that, oh wow, that's an insight I didn't consider before. And
mm-hmm.
thank you for sharing that and bringing it to my appreciation.
Yeah. So let's see. Anything else you would add in terms of the process of songwriting or poetry writing? Anything else you would add about your experience or um, what you would have other people think about?
Well, you know, I really don't think that I have much more to offer, except to say again that the only people you have to please is yourself, and in pursuing whatever it is your heart's desire, to have some fun along the way.
Hmm. Okay. So talk to us about making videos, music videos. You've made a bunch, and could you share with us some tips on how to do that successfully?
Absolutely.
Well, what I'd like to do is just take a couple minutes uh, and introduce your viewers to some programs which really um, are the magic behind the screen. The computer does all the work, and we have all the fun. So, in order to do that, um, there are some software programs out there, video editing software programs available to help you have fun. One of them, the first one here I'd like to share with you, is called Hit Film Express. It's free. So if you want to dabble in it and experience it and to see what these programs are like, you can load Hit Film absolutely free, and the platform is the same as you'll find on very expensive programs, and you can learn to use the software, and then if it's something you're interested in pursuing, you could then transfer the skills you develop into onto other programs.
Mhm.
The second program I would like to share with your viewers is the one I use and have been using for about 15 years now, and that's Pinnacle Studio Pinnacle Studio 24. I'm using Pinnacle Studio 20. It's about time that I upgrade. But this program is presently $109, and all the videos I shared with you, I edited with Pinnacle Studio 20.
Mhm.
It's a fantastic program. It's intuitive, and again, the great thing about modern technology is you can't break anything. It's not costing you $200 an hour to run film that you get back from the developer that's all whited out. You
Mhm.
can't break it. So experiment. And the last one here I want to share is Photoshop Elements
Hmm.
uh, and Premiere Elements. This one here is about $149, but it's a bundled package. You get video editing software as well
Mhm.
as digital imaging software.
Hmm.
So, two for one. It's a little more expensive, but again, an excellent program. So,
Yeah.
once once you have the software, uh, the next thing you have to do, and I'm just going to share real quickly here, uh, 4 or 5 items that are paramount
Yeah.
to the program, to doing this. The first thing you need to do is get yourself a professional mic. This one here is Zoom, the H4N Pro.
Mhm.
Stereo. It has 2/4 inch uh, inputs for uh, musical equipment, your guitar,
Mhm.
or say a keyboard. It has 4 tracks, internal tracks. Everything's recorded in stereo, and you
Hmm.
can uh, dub in. You can uh, do all kinds of wonderful, magical things with this. Now, I don't use any of that stuff. To be honest, all I do is use the stereo uh, feature, press the start button, and sing my song. And and that's what I love about it. It's
Hmm.
simple, okay, and it's portable. I take this on all my shoots, all my locations, set it up on a tripod. There's a little button here. I can attach it to my tripod, sing my songs. Once you have your song recorded, the next thing you want to do is you want to burn it to a CD,
Hmm.
okay? Not the video, just the audio to a CD. Now, the purpose of that is you take this little baby out on location
and it's a CD player. Put your audio in there. Okay. Now you can be at a waterfall. You could be in the middle of a highway. You could be anywhere. You hit play, pump that volume way up, and lip sync. Now you're lip syncing to the audio you've already recorded. Now, what you do then is you take it back and you input the files into your magic box using the video software, and that's where all the magic happens. You can splice, you can dice, you can make things appear and disappear. You can be a wizard. I like having that control. Gives me a sense of power, which I don't have. But so you've done that. You've recorded. You've burned it. You've gone on location. You've synced it. You've lip synced the recording. And now what you want to do is, of course, while you're doing that, you're running your cameras. Now, you don't need a whole lot of expensive equipment. I've done shoots with just my cell phone, but to really get high quality, or better quality, I should say, consider purchasing a 35 millimeter camera. This right here is the Canon T5i. I bought it maybe 5-6 years ago. Now there's a learning curve with this. You can't just press the button, but the time it takes for you to figure it out will be well worth it in the end. It took me probably 7-8 months of playing with it. And again, that's the beauty of all this technology. You can learn. You don't need someone to teach you, although it helps to have a teacher. But if you're willing to put the effort in and play all day long, and it won't cost you a dime, because everything's digital. You put it on the card, you come back home, you don't like it, do it again. After a while, you'll learn. Now, I have a garage studio. Part of this program, Dr. D. Today, what I did is I posted a special additional feature that all your viewers can access if they go to my website, lLcountry.com, and click under What's Happening. And there's a link there to a YouTube video about how they can make their own garage studio and record scenes in their garage to use in videos that they can share with family and friends. So to do that, though, you have to have a lighting kit. This right here, LED. You can get a whole package. I got four lights, 3 of which I'm using right now. LED lights, I think it was under $150. This stuff is readily affordable, but you don't need it. Any mechanical light if you choose to shoot outdoors. The best hours, 9:30 in the morning to 11:30 or 12:30, and then after the heat of the day passes, from around 3 o'clock to 6:30 or 7 o'clock in the evening. Outdoors, doesn't cost you a thing to get out there, set your cameras up, do some lip syncing, and record some film to share with your family and friends. It's a lot of fun. It really is. And anyone can do it, really. And that's what I would like to suggest to to all your viewers out there and musicians and poets, even anyone that's into the arts, to see how they can incorporate digital media into their presentations, whatever work they're doing with a camera and some software. Wow, you can really make it shine.
So these programs and the material you put together, you have fades from one scene to the other, titles you put up, um, and then other sort of images that you post into the video as well. Where can one of our listeners or viewers find some of the other videos you've made?
Uh, YouTube, they can YouTube Google Louis Lamothe, or better yet, if they uh, Google doublelcountry.com, that's DOUBLEL country.com, they can go to the website that I designed. And up there, I have a bio. I have 2 albums that they can listen to. I have connections to uh, all my links to all my videos that I have made over the years.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of my poetry is posted up there under different headings. So, yeah, it'd be great. I welcome everyone, please, if you want to find out what I've been up to and see a little bit more of what I've done with videos. Yes, just Google doublelcountry.com, and under the menus, uh, there's a whole bunch of things that you can access. Additionally to what we shared here this evening.
Yeah. Any estimates on how many videos you have available?
Probably 25 or 30.
Okay.
I was going hot and wild there for a while. I like to do most of my videos when the weather's warm. I don't care too much for slipping on the ice anymore. But, in the spring and through the summer and fall, if I have a project I'm working on, well, that's what I like to do, to be out there doing it in the nice weather.
Mm-hmm. So, what do you predict for the next 10 years of your career? Any particular goals or ambitions?
Just to keep on keeping on.
Yeah.
It's a joy in my life. The creative, whatever it is that I've been gifted with, I fully appreciate, and I love sharing with others. And I love when people of similar abilities share their talents with me. Um, I can sit there at the open mics and listen to artists that can really make those strings sing, and I love it all. I know I'll never get there. I know I'll never be able to play the kind of music that these local artists can play, but oh my goodness, it's such a pleasure to listen to them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. I'm enjoying my life, this stage in my life. I like to say I had a 35-year career in public safety with the West Springfield Fire Department.
Mm-hmm.
And the joke is I never worked a day in my life because I loved my job. And now, in the 6 years that I've been retired, I'm keeping to that. I haven't worked a day since I retired. I just love it.
Yeah. So this occupies your time and energy in a very positive, restorative, growing way. Yeah.
Yes. Feeds the soul.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Lou, much appreciated. I know that our viewers and listeners will appreciate it as well. Things to know about, things to enjoy, things to ponder. You have a lot of wise words and great instruction. Thank you so much for that. And we want to thank you very much for joining us on this episode. And we look forward to many, many views and listens.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity, and thank you very much for sponsoring these type of events, Dr. D, and getting us together on the open mics. I sure do would miss that. That's a big part of my week now. Gets me from Wednesday to Wednesday.
Yeah. Thanks for watching our show. I'd like to acknowledge the support of the Western Mass Songwriters Collaborative, promoting the original music scene in Western Massachusetts. If you want to learn more about the collaborative, go to their Facebook page. Thanks for watching. I'm Dr. Dan. I hope you'll tune in again for the show that puts a spotlight on songwriters.